Yay. Oh, it feels good. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us here today. This is a very exciting day for us here in Syracuse, Central New York, and at the Great New York State Fair. I want to acknowledge some of my colleagues that are here with us today. We have the minority leader from the county legislature, Linda Irvin. Welcome, Linda. Sitting next to her, our friend, Syracuse Common Council President Van Robinson. We have our local team, our Town of Geddes Supervisor and Village of Salve Mayor, Manny Falcone and Ron Benedetti. Welcome. And we have our New York State Commissioners here. Agriculture, Richard Ball is here. General Services Commissioner Roanne DiStito. Our Labor Commissioner Roberta Reardon. And the New York State Canals Corporation Director Brian Stratton. Welcome, Brian. And it is Labor Day, and we also want to welcome all of our friends from organized labor that have joined us here today. So we're here today not only for the closing day of the New York State Fair, but to celebrate what has been a remarkable success with this year's fair. 12 days ago, Governor Cuomo was here, and we were joined by a lot of the people in this room in the pouring rain to open the New York State Fair. And since then, we have had over 1 million people come to see the new gate. They've come and enjoyed the bigger, better midway that we've had. And thanks to Governor Cuomo personally, they enjoyed a lot of 25-cent milk. Thank you very much for keeping the lid on the price of our milk. And the reason we've had so much success here is because people were excited to see what they had heard about, which was a revitalized New York State Fair. And it was supported by a $1 million advertising campaign paid for by the I Love New York campaign. People came for the free concerts at Chevy Court. We had a great lineup at Chevy Court. Yes. People came from all across the state, and once again, we're here to celebrate because Governor Cuomo delivered on his promise. He said that he was going to make this state fair the best state fair, and it was going to be a real tourist attraction in the state, and only in year one, we have already seen it happen. Thank you very much, Governor Cuomo. And it's not just the state fair. The governor's been relentless in his support of Central New York. We see it across the street with the rebirth of Onondaga Lake, the sold-out shows we had at the amphitheater. The doors are now open at the Hotel Syracuse, and I really could not be prouder than to see the success that we've had here. Onondaga County has a tremendous partnership with New York State and Governor Cuomo, and you'll hear today from Senator Valesky and Assemblywoman Pam Hunter, but it's my honor, and I appreciate you coming out on a holiday, Governor, to have you back in Central New York so we can thank you personally for what you've done here for us at the Great New York State Fair.
Thank you very much. Happy Labor Day. It's my pleasure to be here. And to all our brothers and sisters in labor, let's give them a round of applause and recognize them. The County Executive Joni Mahoney, who's doing a heck of a job. Let's give her a round of applause. My Albany colleagues, Senator Valesky, Assemblywoman Pam Hunter, to the commissioners who are here, to all the people who've worked so long and hard on this fair. Troy, let's give him a round of applause, and the whole team. This is, as Joni said, the fair has been fantastic, and this is a closing day, and we're really not celebrating the closing day. We are celebrating the fact that this fair, The attendance at this fair has broken every record since 1906 in attendance, believe it or not. 1906, the attendance was 1,011,000. Today we are at 1,076,000 already, and the day hasn't even ended. So not only did we beat the record, but we actually beat it handily. So let's give them all another round of applause. And you know, it's important. It's not just a record. First, the fair itself does a lot of good on a lot of levels. You have 1 million people who came, 1 million people who had a great day, who had fun with their family. You had 1 million people who saw things and learned things and were exposed to new ideas, who exchanged ideas. For the agricultural community, this is very important, to share ideas, to share information about new products. For the young people in agriculture, the 4-H, all the young groups that come, it's an important function. And it is very important as an economic generator for the entire region. You had people coming from all across the state, from different states, to the fair. And they're stopping and they're having lunch, and who's staying overnight in hotels, etc. The hotels and restaurants in Syracuse say that they've had phenomenal business during the fair. So that's what happens when you bring 1 million people to a location. It's economic development, and economic development is a central tenet of what we've been working on for Central New York for a long time, because that has been the missing equation. We've said many, many times that Central New York, all of upstate New York, by the way, for too many years was neglected when it came to help in building the economy. Today is a new day. We are doing that. We are building the economy, and you see evidence after evidence. And today is just more evidence of that resurgence in the economy. And I can see why the attendance is up, because this fair is a different fair than it was. First, the physical configuration makes a tremendous difference. You walk through this fair, it's nothing like what it was last year. Not that I mean to cast aspersion on what it looked like last year, but I'm casting aspersion on what it looked like last year. And it is vastly improved. The new midway, just the cleanliness of the entire facility, the facelift that the buildings have gotten, and it was done by government, and it was done quickly. And OGS, congratulations, Rowan DeStito, for the great job that she's done. You have a new midway that has rides that you never had before, 300 parking spots for RVs with a full hookup. Everywhere you look, it's different. And then I think the Department of Agriculture did a fantastic job in the attractions that they brought in. It was put together with symphonies at, I call it Joni's Amphitheater. It's not really Joni's Amphitheater, but she talks about it like it's Joni's Amphitheater, I'll tell you that much. We had symphonies at the amphitheater. We had the bass pro masters come in to work with the young people. So you had all these additional attractions that they brought in to make it part of the fair. And let's give the Department of Agriculture a big round of applause. And I also think that the I Love New York campaign is now at a more aggressive stance than we've ever had it before. We are doing the I Love New York campaign, the television ads, promotions about all of upstate New York. And I think we open the eyes to downstaters, people in other states, to really the beauty and the assets that we have in upstate New York. You know, no one has really ever told the story of what we have here in upstate New York. You show people, they will come. Once they come, they will come back. I fully believe that. So I think that's also a factor in this. And all sorts of people got the word out. I want to thank the business community, the Regional Economic Development Council that really got the word out. I want to thank the paper, the Post-Standard, that really told the story about how this fair was new and better than ever. Not that I like to say good things about newspapers often, but I'll make that exception this year. And just on this story, by the way, on what they said about the fair. And then a lot of people who just really came together and helped. The New York State Legislature, who put in the funding to do the rehabilitation of the fair. Otherwise, that wouldn't have happened. To Commissioner Ball, to Pat Hooker, to Troy, who day in and day out made it happen. And to every employee of this fair who handled this record crowd, figured out the parking, figured out the vending, figured out how to make the new construction work. It was a great, great team effort. Matt Millay from my team, who's here, a great team effort. It all came together in a tremendous win for Central New York and the people of the state of New York. And if you think this fair was great, you're going to have to come back next year because you ain't seen nothing yet. Thank you and God bless you.
We will definitely take you up on that, Governor, no question. Well, Governor was here on the first day of the fair. He's here on the last day of the fair. We're so delighted that you could return. One of the reasons, though, I think there's another thanks that we ought to mention in all seriousness. You know, if it wasn't for that tropical storm having slid a little further off the coast, this governor has done such a tremendous job when it comes to emergency preparedness. And he's here today because he didn't have to be downstate, and he certainly would have done that to make sure that our friends and neighbors in downstate New York, had that support been necessary, he would have been there, as he always is. Well, you know, the State Fair has been one of this region's greatest economic engines for generations. Brings hundreds of thousands of people to Syracuse every year to enjoy these 12 great days. The $50 million plan to overhaul the fair was the governor's idea. He may say the legislature appropriated it, which is true, but it was his idea, wouldn't have happened without him. That has transformed this facility into a major destination for tourists, for agriculture enthusiasts, and for families across the state, and for those out of state. This transformation was a big undertaking, and rightly so. The fairgrounds have been overdue for this kind of a renovation for a long, long time, and this plan was sweeping in scope. And as we have seen over these last 12 days, this investment is paying dividends for the fair and the entire Central New York region. The new entryway, the Lakeview Amphitheater, the Midway, the RV Park, the State Fair is now home to the state-of-the-art facilities that Central New York deserves. It positions Syracuse and the region as major competitors for some of the largest and most exciting shows, concerts, and other major events for the region. The fair is an important source of economic activity for Syracuse and Central New York, not just during these 12 days at the end of the summer, but throughout all 12 months of the year. These developments will truly make the fair competitive year-round. I'm pleased to see how this one-of-a-kind plan has unfolded into a pipeline of economic growth and opportunity for the fair, and look forward to continuing to see and be part of its growth for the years ahead. Governor, thank you for your commitment in making this investment in one of our most important upstate New York assets and ensuring that it remains an economic generator for years to come. Please now join me in introducing my partner from the New York State Assembly, Assemblywoman Pam Hunter.
Thank you, Senator Valesky. I am sending goodwill and wishes and congratulations to all of you who attended today. From my colleague, Assemblyman Magnarelli, who was unable to be with us today, but he wanted to say congratulations, Governor, on a job well done. And I'd like to also introduce my colleague from the State Assembly, Assemblyman Al Sturpey. Our great New York State Fair is a Syracuse icon, but more than that, it symbolizes the growth and progress that we're seeing across Central New York. The governor's $50 million investment in the fair has made the fair better than ever. The transformation we've seen over the last year is nothing short of extraordinary. And I've been here almost every single day, and I can tell you it's vastly better. And it's not just the fair. From live concerts from top acts at the Lakeview Amphitheater to the newly renovated Hotel Syracuse, Central New York is rising. This unbelievable growth wouldn't have been possible without Governor Cuomo's leadership. Governor, you focused on developing all of our economic assets across the region and creating new ones. The fair is an integral part of that strategy. Today, we celebrate the New York State Fair, the great New York State Fair, and we thank you for your relentless efforts in making this a reality. The progress is undeniable, and you can feel the energy across our entire region. I look forward to keeping up the momentum with Governor Cuomo, Senator Valesky, and all of our local stakeholders. Central New York has a bright future ahead, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we have with us the family that actually broke the record. And I would like to welcome up here the Dreckenberg family, Tom, Laura, Heidi, and Tristan Dreckenberg. Will you join us up here with the governor? And while they're making their way up, I will tell you that as the winners, as the family that broke the record at the fair, in addition to what you're going to see, the Dreckenbergs now have a lifetime pass to the New York State Fair. And Governor Cuomo said a pass, an Empire Pass for you to enjoy all of the state parks this year. So enjoy.
This is the breaking of the record, but it looks so nice. Do we have to break it? You sure?